Salam and a very warm welcome to our special episode of the Spotlight series. I am Tanzila and I work with Kashmir Care Foundation. The Spotlight series is an initiative dedicated to honoring and celebrating the exceptional individuals whose contributions have profoundly impacted various fields. By showcasing these trailblazers, we hope to inspire others to pursue excellence, think beyond boundaries, and contribute to meaningful change in their own communities. We are truly honored to bring to you a powerful and deeply moving conversation with a woman whose life and work exemplify not only excellence in medicine, but a profound commitment to service, resilience, and social justice. It's our privilege to host Dr. Arfa Khan, a remarkable clinician whose journey from Kashmir speaks volumes about what it means to lead with courage, empathy, and purpose. Dr. Khan's clinical contributions are nothing short of extraordinary. She has dedicated her entire career to healing and saving lives, but her impact goes far beyond hospital walls. She has been a fierce advocate for public health equity, women's empowerment, access to quality care in marginalized and underserved communities. Her path has not been easy, navigating medical profession as a woman from a region marked by instability and systemic challenges demands resilience few of us can imagine. Yet, she has not only persevered and overcome, she has actually become a beacon of hope for all of us, a symbol of leadership, inspiring the next generation professionals in healthcare and change makers. Whether you are a student, an aspiring doctor, a public servant, or simply someone who believes in the power of individual action, you will find in Dr. Khan's story lessons that resonate far beyond medicine. So please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Arfa Khan. I welcome you personally and also on behalf of Kashmir Care Foundation. Thank you so much, Dr. Khan, for connecting with us. Let's begin a little bit more about learning about your journey. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What was it growing up in Kashmir? What was it like growing up in Kashmir? What sparked your passion for medicine? And as a young woman pursuing a medical career with all the barriers, what kind of barriers actually did you face and how did you push through?
Jazakallah khair. Thank you for that kind introduction. Um, well, I was born in Kashmir, Srinagar, Kashmir, to a large family with four sisters and two brothers. My father was the legendary surgeon, Dr. Ghulam Rasul, and he was also a teacher in medical school. And my mother, Ruqayya, was a homemaker. But she was the reason for us all getting higher education. She was very intelligent, very bright, very good in her studies, and she wanted to go to higher education. But at that time, women were not allowed to go to higher education, so she got married at age 18. So, but she made a vow that if she has daughters, she'll make sure they they become professionals and achieve in their life. So I I did schooling in Srinagar and the FSC examination, which was the pre-medical. And at that time in 1959, when I finished my FSI, a new medical school opened up in Srinagar. And this was the first and ever, medical school. And so I got admission there. It was a strictly merit-based admission. And it was a relatively small class, about 69 students. Of them, 17 were women. And I excelled in medical school. And graduated as the top of the class. I got many awards, and so that was it. And then after graduation in 1965, I So that was 1965. You know, we graduated in 1965.
So it's amazing. I mean, you just say it that you were the topper, but I find that so fascinating that the first batch of GMCA and you are the topper. It is such a privilege to talk to you today, Dr. Khan. And also, I really love it that how you say that your mom actually was so, she was the main influence that how you and your siblings actually got like proper education and mashallah, like everyone has done so well. That's so amazing because we recently just celebrated like Mother's Day. So here's just great, like, thank you so much to your mom for giving us you and, your amazing contributions. When you look back on your clinical journey, what moments stand out? Like, especially what was transformative according to you? And have you ever encountered any gender-based discrimination or a bias along the way? And if yes, like how did you sustain all that? What was the motivation? And yeah, what has been the sense of purpose during this demanding service?
Um, the first thing is, you know, graduation from the medical school as a valedictorian. I got many awards, including President's Gold Medal.
Wow.
And that was 1965. And the second main thing that happened in my life is 1966. I got married to Dr. Farooq Khan,
Wow.
who was my classmate. And it was a blessing because he's an extraordinary man. And I think he already had a spotlight session with KCF
Yes.
recently. And he not only uh, encouraged me in my journey, professional journey, but also, he made extra effort that I can go ahead in my research, in conferences, publication. So that was the marriage. And then finally, at that time, we decided to go to USA. And at that time, USA, there was Vietnam War going on, and there were a lot of vacancies because a lot of doctors were indicted to go to war.
Mhm.
So we applied to a hospital and got admission right away. But the requirement for going to USA was to pass an examination, which was called EC family examination. And it was held in Delhi. So five of our classmates, we went to Delhi and took the exam, and all of us passed.
Wow.
And the interesting thing was that the grading was the same way as in medical school, me getting the highest mark. And so we came to USA in 1966, May 1966, a month after I got married. And after doing a internship in a small hospital in Ohio, I went to New York to pursue my residency in radiology. And the reason I selected radiology, which was like uncommon field at that time, was like medicine or surgery or pediatrics. Because during my internship, there was a female radiologist, and she used to give us weekly conferences, and I was so impressed by her. You know, she'll show us images and findings, and I wouldn't be able to see what she's pointing to. Anyway, I did my residency in radiology. And after that, in Queens General Hospital, which was affiliated with Long Island Jewish Medical Center. And then after finishing my radiology and passing my boards, I was invited to join Long Island Jewish Medical Center on staff. So I joined as an instructor and then promoted to assistant professor, associate professor, and finally I got my professorship in radiology. While there, everything was new. There were new technologies, ultrasound, CT, MRI, and I didn't have any of those during my residency. So I had to learn all those technologies and be at top of them. I did a lot of basic and clinical research and did a lot of publications. And so it's interesting. The basic research we did with the team, the research team, research committee we had on a high resolution CT scan of lung. I chose thoracic radiology because that applied to me, and uh, so it was done in piglets.
Wow.
And you know why piglets? Because there are only two animals that have the same uh, lobular anatomy as human beings. One are the pigs, and the other is a horse.
Oh, wow.
So you could bring the horse
Yeah. That
do
would
the
be expensive.
scan. And so we were the first center to describe the technique, the anatomy and pathology on high resolution CT. And we published a lot of papers, a lot of presentation at the meetings. And I then I was promoted to be chief of thoracic radiology, division of thoracic radiology. And you know, I also was invited to give lectures. I also was invited to be an examiner of American Board of Radiology. And I applied for fellowship and I got a fellowship at American College of Radiology. And so that was a landmark on my journey in the radiology. And during that time, I was also invited to do locums in Riyadh at at the King Fahd Medical Center. And there I organized lectures, I gave conferences, board reviews, and and then arranged the first international symposium of cardiothoracic radiology in the Riyadh. And I was very successful. That was in 2012. So then I worked at LIJ whole my career and retired in 2018 after 50 years of service at LIJ.
That's such an incredible career. On a side note, do you ever tell Dr. Farooq Saab, like at home, that you were the topper, you're the boss? Because that would be something I would do if I am the topper of the batch. I'll be like, you know what?
No, no, he's the one who, you know, whenever he introduces me and says, "Oh, she was a valedictorian." I never say
That is so beautiful. You know, from this like great experience that you actually shared, one thing I understood is that to have that proper support in life is so important. That, also to make somebody who's like, you find someone, you kind of make them your mentor, or that mentorship, that you knew someone who was like already a radiologist and you were influenced by that person so much that you chose that stream. So I think also like having someone that you can look up to, like a role model in your life, always helps. Like, this is something like a learning for youngsters who are pursuing careers right now. So they should like seek mentors, or they should seek sponsors, people who would actually help them move ahead. And I was doing a course recently and I realized that sometimes we are very reluctant when we reach out to people for support, but actually networking is so important in today's time. And I'm sure that it's like, applies to all the fields. Um, so after our conversation last time on a call, you told me that there are so many community efforts that you have spearheaded as well. And your commitment to Kashmiri community and even beyond is evident, like, from all the work you have done with respect to, like, the outreach and advocacy. How did you take that first step into that space? And can you tell us a little bit more about the specific initiatives as well?
Yeah, I was, you know, together with my husband and I, we're involved in many other outreach communities like Islamic Center of Long Island, Islamic Medical Association of North America, KEI, and of course our own family foundation called Arfa Khan Foundation, AFK Foundation. Now, the Islamic Center of Long Island, we were both founding members of the Islamic Center. And it started with like one day, it was in the late 70s, my daughter, Shirin, came home. She was first grade. And she said, Mom and Dad, do we celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah? Hanukkah is the Jewish holiday.
Yeah.
So I said, why? The teacher asked us, those who celebrate Christmas, raise your hand, and those who celebrate Hanukkah, raise your hand. And I didn't know what to do. So we looked at each other and we decided we had to do something for Islamic education and children. And there were about like 5 families with the same issues. And we got together and we started giving, lessons about knowledge about Islam and in our homes and basements. And then as the demand grew, we went to those rented place in the schools and finally established the Islamic Center of Long Island. It's interesting that these 5 families, we sat down and we said, what should be the name and what should be the bylaws? And they were writing here, and I said, listen, when you're writing the bylaws, make sure that there is a woman in the executive committee requirement every year. And they says, oh, no, this is understood. I said, no, it was understood for us, but our future generation. So that was put in the bylaws. So I was on the executive committee, the first executive committee. And later on, I became also the vice president 2 years later. And what happened with this bylaw that we had female in the executive committee, and it led to female president of Islamic Center of Long Island, which was a very unusual no-no there. And so far, in the 30 years of history of Islamic Center of Long Island, we had 2 female presidents. So now the Islamic Center really grew, and it's one of the largest centers in the U.S. And the mosque was not like, we didn't buy a building or something. It was made from ground up. And the donations were made all from, people. So very proud of that. And we're still involved in that and on the board member. In Amana, Islamic Medical Association of North America, both Farouk and myself, we are again the founding members. The first meeting of Imana was in late 70s. There were about like 15 people in the room. Mm-hmm. And now, mashallah, it has grown to have like 600 doctors in this association, and they have annual regional and international conferences, and then they have an excellent relief effort. They've been to Gaza also. They have volunteers who go to all these relief areas. They go to Haiti and Pakistan and other areas. So I was very involved in that. I was always a speaker and contributed to the regional and international conferences. And I was also on the executive committee and on membership committee. And with Dr. Sophie, who was then the president of Amana, and I was the vice president, who wrote a dictionary of all the American Muslim doctors. So that was important. The other thing which is our foundation, family foundation, is called the Arfa and Farouk Khan Foundation or AFK Foundation. It really started in 1997. And at that time, it was very small, but we supported, of course, this was mostly Kashmir for Kashmir. And we established a computer lab in Government Medical College, GMC. And at that time, we also started a Dr. Ghulam Rasul Memorial uh, essay competition, after my father's name. And we asked, the medical students would write an essay about Kashmir, and then the one, which was the best, we would get an award, usually $75, which was big for them.
Yeah.
And but now we have expanded the foundation. We have an advisory board, and mainly we are supporting graduate students from Kashmir who are talented but are, financially insecure. And most of them are come in US, some in UK, and few in Kashmir. So it's working very well.
I somewhere feel that, the support system you have actually built for Kashmiris, and even like it doesn't just like stay within like Kashmiri community, but also beyond. That's really amazing. One thing I really, really admire is that, first of all, this is ahead of time, that you kind of making it a point that there are women in the executive committee, because I think that that's such a visionary move, because somewhere we always say, oh well, we're giving equal like partnerships to women, and we include them, but somewhere down the line it just feels that it becomes like an all men's board or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the men do a great job as well, but then, including women, that's what we need to promote as well. And that's what we are trying to do with Kashmir Care Foundation as well. Thank you so much for sharing these. Tell me, as a woman in a position of influence,
Um, well, let me tell you, the other
yeah.
um, areas where we were involved is KEI, Kashmir Education Initiative, Kashmir Education Initiative. You must be familiar with it.
Yes, yes.
It does great job for Kashmiri students. I established a name scholarship called Arfa Khan Scholarship,
Ooh.
and it is again giving to the students mostly in Kashmir who are talented but not so financially secure. And it's so heartwarming and to hear from them. I communicate with them, the students, that how well they're doing and how thankful they are. So that's one thing, established. And Pichinar International, also they support orphans and schools in Kashmir. Uh, our foundation adopted the War One Value Project. Have you heard about War One?
No.
The War One is a beautiful valley. It's remote from Kashmir, which is not connected to Srinagar for 6 months because of the winter. There's heavy snow. And of course, the education there is very not so good. So the Chinar, they went there, the Chinar team, and they established internet there and gave them cell phones, trained the teacher also, and really connected them to the rest of the world. So our foundation has adopted that project.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
And now recently, Tanzila, we're both getting old. And we feel that, after we are gone, there should be something like Sadaqah Jariyah, you know. And if you remember, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that after a person dies and gone, there are three things which are valuable. One is they leave some institution of knowledge behind, which benefits people. Second is children who pray for them, parents. And third is Sadaqah Jariyah. So we thought, we should start something like a Sadaqah Jariyah. So we have started endowments in different universities. And we have an endowment for Islamic Medical Association, which basically will give scholarships to deserving people. And we suggested that in the field of journalism, law, which very the Muslim community needs here. And we have an endowment in Islamic Society of North America, and we just started an endowment in State University of New York at Old Westbury, where Farouk is a board member. So those are the things, So you were asking about another question you were asking
Yes,
about.
but I want to actually say there are so many projects, and I'm kind of really like, I wouldn't say, I mean, impressed is like underplaying it. It's fascinating, like to manage so many things, and you have these scholarships. Also, I like the idea that, you are promoting journalism, law, because these are subjects where, we do have like fewer students like opting for these. And also, these are like, fields that are different than engineering and medicine, and
Yeah.
parents generally tell like kids, oh, you have to go for engineering. So it's actually great that promoting these kind of subjects is also kind of, good, and they have some way of getting a scholarship. And so this is so amazing. We work with KEI. I have heard about Chinar International, but we haven't like had, at least what I mean is by KCF, that we haven't had a chance. Or Dr. Saab has, not me. I haven't been involved in calls where, we have talked about how we can work together on different projects as well. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you more about like how do you now personally approach leadership? You've been in like so many leadership positions. How do you approach mentorship? Especially, it might be helpful to learn from your, experience, your insights about
Mhm.
these things for women who want to enter medicine or public service. And what would be your advice to the women in Kashmir who aspire to lead in their fields?
Yeah. First of all, I would suggest believe in yourself, have a positive attitude, and and have tasks, whatever tasks you have, complete them. Okay, and look for opportunities. You know, uh, as they say, the talent is universal. I mean, talents are universal, but opportunities are limited.
Yeah.
So, if you look for opportunities, there are a lot of opportunities out there, and you can, now with the internet and websites and everything. Um, Finally, I will say, that uh, if they seek, you will find.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
That's such a simple thought.
Nothing's impossible. Nothing is impossible, really, if you work hard. Have to work hard and have a goal, and follow your dreams and complete it, whatever you're interested in.
I feel that all the points you mentioned, completing the work, I have not been doing it personally. So this is a learning for me as well. I actually have like so much work that needs to be completed. So I feel that this is also for me. This is kind of touched somewhere. But yeah,
Like
definitely.
you have already accomplished so much, you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, tell me a little bit about like you. I know that you have contributed also towards healthcare in Kashmir, and Kashmir faces very unique challenges. In your view, what do you think are the urgent issues that we are facing today, and what like how do we approach them? How do we actually improve changes, or make those improvements at the grassroots level?
I will say that to them that the question I will put in a how can uh, non non-resident Kashmiris in US, UK can help Kashmir. Okay, and we have helped Kashmir, like we used to go there every year during a vacation, have conferences, workshops, and hand-on, hand-on training. I myself had a hand-on training on CT-guided biopsy of lung, and the radiologists, with the radiologists, and the following year when I went, the radiologist came to me and said, "Oh, Dr. Khan, we are so thankful to you. We have done so many biopsies, and it's so helpful in diagnosing lung diseases, especially lung cancer." So that was very rewarding. So the other thing is, have what we did is we invited talented doctors from Kashmir to have a short-term training here.
Mhm.
Like we invited Dr. Mukhtar, who was a radiologist in the radiology department, in 3 months in my department. And I heard that he has the best imaging center in Srinagar.
Mm.
Yeah. And then there was Dr. Malik, the gastroenterologist. He came and he learned ultrasound here and event and many others. So that's the way we can help in. And of course, then we have our foundation. We are supporting students, talented students who are not very well, financially stable. And and it's very rewarding, and they can do that. And then of course there is a KEI. You can apply to KEI and Chunar. Okay, and then so there are a lot of NGOs, and I would advise the students in Kashmir to go and see look for them and apply to them and take advantage of them. So also, in Kashmir, the other thing I personally did, uh, I helped the mental hospital there. I'm interested in mental diseases. Met the chief of the mental psychiatric hospital there, and financially supported that. And also, where there were, I don't know whether you remember, there were like devastating floods in Kashmir.
No, I remember I was in Switzerland doing my PhD. Yes.
Yeah. So at that time, we formed a committee, to raise funds for that. And, I was involved in that and helping that. So there are a lot of ways that non-resident of Kashmiris, can help the students or people of Kashmir. But there's one negative thing, we had all the doctors here, the Kashmiri resident doctors, the non-doctors here, they wanted to open a state-of-art hospital in Srinagar,
Mhm.
but the government didn't allow us.
Yeah, I have heard like things like that, even if you want to like start, say, a university or something, it's very difficult to walk through all the administrative processes with initiatives like.
Especially, in current times, it's even worse.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Well,
so right, we are here, but our heart is in Srinagar, Kashmir. Mhm. And or my children also, they are so much worried recently what was happening in Kashmir. And whenever there's some demonstration in Manhattan, my daughter goes there, and even my granddaughter. Yes. So we're here to help the best way we can.
I think you're doing amazing. Like there's so many initiatives. And also, you talk about this connection we have back home. I miss home as well. Like when somebody asks me that, what do you call home? I just say Kashmir. No, Kashmir is home. And I always feel that when we go away from our families or we go away from home, we try to create that home. Like
Yeah.
for example, I'm in San Francisco and I'm actually like looking, I see some plant and I'm like, oh, ये तो घर पे होता है. You know what I mean? Oh, I
Uh-huh.
see the masala. Oh, ये तो मैंने घर पे किया है. So this is something that's always like this memory at the back end. You keep comparing things. At least I do that personally. Um,
Yeah.
sotsal, right? And it grows like weeds here. So when I
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
it, I'm like, oh, ये तो हम घर पे खाते थे. So this is something I've taken like pictures of it and then send it to my family. It's like, see, यहाँ पे sotsal है. So these kind of things.
Yeah, I know Kashmiri cuisine, was one.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
like it?
yeah,
And there is a family here, who make all the dishes of Aswan. So we have had, a lot of Aswan here, and uh, and of course, Kashmir is so beautiful.
yeah.
Nothing compares with that. It's a natural beauty. And
And it's home. I think that's why we have that connection. We
do
have
you go
somebody.
there? Do you
Yeah,
go there often?
I was there like 3 weeks back, so I
Oh
was
yeah.
yes. My mom was visiting actually, and I had to go back to drop her back. So yeah.
Oh, very nice. Very
I
nice.
was in Kashmir actually 3 weeks ago. We also have someone, it's called Flavors of Kashmir in California. They are in East Bay and they make amazing Vazwan as well. So sometimes we do
Oh.
have a chance. Actually, promoting Soviet, your venture here as well. They make amazing food.
Yeah.
It's so wonderful speaking to you, Dr. Khan. I want to ask you one last question, actually, for the young people who are going to watch this, especially those who have limited resources. You already told so many people that they should seek and look for opportunities for scholarships, mentorships, guidance. Uh, Tell us something uh, like these last words you want to share with them, that, something motivational or, yeah. I mean, you've already said so many inspiring things, but then if there's something else you would like to add to that, and how can they actually become a part of change?
Yeah. The thing is, I would suggest them to work hard and do well in studies. And education in Kashmir is, very reasonable. To go to college, even to in medical school, it was only like $400 per year
Yeah,
compared to what it is.
really. That's
So
true.
let's take advantage of you know, and especially for the girls, I think they should go aspire for higher education. Okay, and so if you have talent and if you are doing very well in studies, even though you're not financially that stable or secure, there are so many opportunities here that can help them. The scholarship, like you talked about, Chinar, KEI, our foundation. I'm sure there are other foundations also that are doing that. And just, the seek and you shall find. So the basic thing is to, work hard and have a good, academic record. So then all the doors open up.
Thank you so much. I mean, I think hard work, but also being consistent with their efforts. Somebody had told me that it's easy to be the best one time, but to consistently be the best and actually excel takes a lot of hard work.
Yeah, that's why, you make your goals and you follow through.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
don't stop in the middle. You should follow through what your goals are. And as I said, Kashmir, the people, these girls are very intelligent. Basically, they're very intelligent. Everybody, all who has come abroad to US or UK, they have done very well. They're, even from medical school, whoever is there, all the medical graduates, they have excelled in their fields because they have the opportunity to
Mhm.
do so. So they have to look for the opportunities. And so, that's what I will leave them with that message.
Amazing. I am in research myself, and I see so many Kashmiris in research, and they are doing so well. Like they are
Mhm.
basically spread out across the globe, and everyone is doing like they're basically doing research in different fields. And I personally know this as well because I'm in academia that how talented Kashmiris are. And if you put in a little bit more effort and if you're consistent, I definitely agree that they are going to do well. Thank you so much for all your wisdom, Dr. Khan, today, and for all your time, above all this unwavering service you have provided to both your patients and people. Your story is one of extraordinary resilience and consistent leadership. And consistency, I think, is very important. You care for people, you have acted, and you have actually fought for their dignity and access where it's most needed. And I think it reminds everyone who's going to watch it, it's going to remind us that it's just not just medicine, but actually medicine is not just science, but it's actually a moral calling. And you have contributed so much to like so many fields. To everyone, I want to say who's going to watch it, thank you also for being a part of this conversation. We hope that you leave this session not only inspired to pursue your own paths with greater clarity, but also to use your talents to uplift the lives of others, because that's very important. We want to be more giving. Our Spotlight initiative is more than just a celebration of past achievements. It's actually a call for action. We are actually requesting, or we are actually inspiring future generations of students, researchers, professionals, and we bring these stories to you because we want to cultivate a culture of innovation, dedication, service to others, and that's very important. Through these series, we strive to honor the legacy of legends while inspiring the leaders of tomorrow to continue to make a difference in the world. Let this serve as a powerful reminder that real change often begins with one person because of their acts of compassion, their kindness, one bold step forward. And as we have seen today, those steps can echo across communities and across generations. So thank you so much, Dr. Khan. And until we meet again, everyone stay safe, stay inspired, and continue to make the difference the world urgently needs. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.